These are full-throated yes, these are yes for the caveats.
We're going to begin in a few seconds. If everybody would like to take a chair, just don't take it home with you. Sit in a chair and do the try me chair. Anybody want to sit there the whole service? That's fine too.
My chair.
We got a lot of options, right?
See what you did there? No.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning to you. So here we are. My name is Sally. I know we have one person that's here that I have not met yet, Diana, and we'll maybe meet her in a minute. Thank you very much. So for those of you who don't know, it's pronounced Sayusla. Not Susla, not Saisla, it's not Seasla, it's Sayusla. And Foof resides in the Sayusla River Valley. And we are here today on the land of the people, the first people of Florence, the Sayusla Indians. We are grateful for their careful stewardship of this area, and we honor the tribe by giving thanks to their past, present, and future generations. Blessings. So let's officially open our Sunday service. We sing Spirit of Life. If you know the words, you don't need to open the hymn. If you don't know the words, it's on page 123. You arise as you are able. Jeff will lead us through Spirit of Life. This is our opening. Cell phone and put that sucker on mute so we don't have to listen to your little dingy 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 as it's going off in the middle of meditation. And I know we have someone here. Diana, is this your first time here?
It is my first time.
It is your first time here. Well, this is Diana. So would you like to stand and introduce yourself?
Sure.
Sure. That was a rhetorical question. Diana, please stand and introduce yourself.
So I'm Diana. I've been in Florence for a few years. I know a few people here, and I've always heard about you all, but I never managed to come, so I'm here.
Hey!
You have a great name.
You have a great name. So Diana, we meet obviously every Sunday, and we're here in person, thank goodness. And every Sunday we sort of have a different message. So we're not led by a minister per se. So today we have Dr. Dean Shrock going to deliver a wonderful message. Next week Ruth Miller, then Donna Smith, and so on and so on. But one of the things I'd like to give you is a special book. Now this, some of you may or may not know, but the author of this, Lynn Finney, passed away recently. And she lived in Florence for a long time and authored this book of haiku meditations and gave us a lot of copies. So we give these to our first-time guests as a thank you for being here and a little bit of information about our church, as well as one of our bumper stickers. So we welcome you here. We do have a guest registry. If you'd like to fill that out before you leave, we can add you to our database.
Yeah.
Okay? So I'm sure one of our two hosts, Sis or Don, will make sure you get that before you go, because that's what we pay them to do. Hey, didn't you get your zero check? Okay, at this time, if you would please just turn to the person next to you, in front of you, behind you, and just say good morning. Good morning. If you haven't said yet, say good morning, good morning, good morning.
report was
That would be the,
Thank you.
I did on that one.
Very nice.
Good morning, good morning. Hey, George.
The 17th. It's on our agenda.
It's good to see people again, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know, it's our own little club right here. So if you look around and you don't see someone that you're used to seeing here, you know, maybe give them a call, see how they're doing, check in on them, and let them know you missed them, okay? And on the program is listed, what do we have listed in our program? On the right side, we have all of our events coming up. So on the February 9th, which is Wednesday, the group is gonna venture out to the Sutton Creek upper loop from the boat ramp. Go figure that one out. Meet here at 10 o'clock if you want a caravan or carpool to this location and then have a nice hike. And then Wednesday, you hopefully got an email from us, if you're in our database, and it talked about this opportunity from this particular person. Her name is Courtney McDermott, and she has been contracted by the Chamber of Commerce here and will be delivering a nice presentation to help you turn anxiety into peace. And you can subscribe on your own, and the instructions are in the email, or you can meet us here at FOOP. There's a group of us going to meet here at 11:45. We're going to put it on the big screen, and we're going to share this particular presentation together, and then we can talk about it when it's done. So either be here at FOOP at 11:45 and partake of this particular event, or if you want to do this from the privacy of your own space, send FOOP an email and I'll send you the directions, okay? Because it's $10, you get a nice discount because we're a member of the chamber. So does that make sense? Okay. And I know that Three Rivers Casino is even offering, if you wanted to go up to the casino in their big event center, they're having an event there. So if you want to sit in the event center at the casino, you can sit with a big audience and watch it on their big screen. So anyway, good thing to do. I'll be here on Wednesday. Jay's going to be here to help us get it all set up. And board meeting on the 9th at 3:30. And then also snowshoeing trip to Salt Creek Falls if you're interested in going. See Deborah right here. Not Deborah Jordan, but Deborah Jordan. Yes, Deborah right there. Say hi. See Deborah. And finally, following today's service, Catherine Hemmons will be in the side room over here. And if you'd like a spiritual mind treatment or just to sit and talk privately, Catherine would be, Deborah, what's your name again? Catherine? Too many syllables. You will be in there. Dean, I can remember the name, it's one syllable. Dean will be in our library after service to talk and have a dialogue circle about his message today and what it meant to you, so we can continue that conversation. Also, I remember to remind you that unless you're behind here, please keep your masks on full time. We sure appreciate trying to keep this place as protected as possible. Any announcements? Anybody have any announcements? We're going to go to Joys and Concerns in a minute, but if there's any announcements you want to share? Nope? Okay. So, would you help me with the lighting? So this chalice lighting is titled Open to Unexpected Answers by Julianne Lepp. Did it go? It did. That's exciting. We seek our place in the world and the answers to our heart's deep questions. We seek our place in the world and the answers to our heart's deep questions. As we seek, may our hearts be opened to unexpected answers. May the light of our chalice remind us that this is a community of warmth, of wisdom, and welcoming of multiple truths. Blessed be. I invite Catherine to come up. We're going to do a little Joys and Concerns, and Diana, you'll get a sense of what this is about. Just kind of follow along.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
This is our time for Joys and Concerns, a chance to let ourselves be known in our vulnerability, and a chance to inspire others with our joy. As always, we line up around the right. Sally will hand you the microphone, and you can drop a shell you can share and drop a shell in the cleansing water. If you don't want to stand up,
Shortcut, right, take a shortcut.
Sally will bring, if you don't want to, Sally will bring the microphone to you if you don't want to stand up, if you want to stay seated. I have one first, okay? But maybe you're going to include some of that, so I'm going to.
I don't want to steal your thunder.
It's just fine.
Ms. Ramos finally gotten some in-home care through, I guess, VA.
Yes.
But thanks to everybody who participated in the care and feeding of Rama. And hopefully she's got, she's going to get good help. So maybe we'll see her sooner rather than later now.
Yes.
Thanks.
And that was some of mine. I'm just going to add, this is how the care committee and all of us work best. We fill in the gap until something larger can step in. We prime the pump with all our help and intention, even when the situation seems beyond us, because we're a small community. But something bigger beyond our capabilities gets set in motion, and I really watched that this last week. And thank you everyone that stepped up. It was wonderful.
I got a joy and a concern. The joy was I got to speak with Ann Lathrop last night, and she called looking for some computer help, and I was able to point her in a good direction, I think. The concern is, and this is why she was glad to let me off the hook, stop me if I'm volunteering again. The Lenny Kamala's cup that they gave me says that. But the concern is that my friend Herb went into hospice on Thursday, and by Friday he'd lost the ability to get out of bed, so we're there round the clock now, friends and all that. One of the things I explained to Dawn is that as a society we do horribly at taking care of end-of-life situations. That's the nicest way I can put it.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I have one.
Okay.
Actually, I have two, I think. It was with great joy that I got to step in and help Rama. I went to her house on Friday and made her dinner, and she willingly ate it all. Boy, she's got an appetite. Yeah, let me tell you. And look, turns out that Grocery Outlet has some pretty good tri-tip steaks, which I'll be purchasing sometime soon. But yeah, it was a real joy, and it was a joy to go see Ann Lathrop and support her in her relocation to Shorewood. So she'll be moving soon, and it's good for her. She's fully has her reasons for doing it, and I support that completely.
Yes.
So it was just nice to help.
Yes.
It was nice to help.
Absolutely.
So I'll drop 2 shells.
Sally, would you get a couple for me too? I forgot.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How about this one?
Perfect.
Perfect. How about this one?
Yeah, that works just as well too.
Okay. I end this with a quote from Walt Whitman. I am larger and better than I thought. I did not think I held so much goodness. Think well of yourself, people, and extend that wellness to everyone. Blessed be.
That's lovely. So before I introduce the program today, Dean Shrock has made a selection from Conversations with God, Book 3, and Jeff Lovejoy is going to come forward and share that reading with you if you'd like to just sit back and relax.
This is from page 50, for those of you who are interested. Every man is spirit made man. You are me, expressing in your present form. Yet don't worry about limiting me, about how limited that makes me, for I am not limited, and never have been. Do you think that you are the only form that I have chosen? Do you think you are the only creatures whom I have imbued with the essence of me? I tell you, I am in every flower, every rainbow, every star in the heavens. and everything in and on every planet rotating around every star. I am the whisper of the wind, the warmth of your sun, the incredible individuality and the extraordinary perfection of every snowflake. I am the majesty and the soaring flight of eagles, and the innocence of the doe in the field, the courage of lions, the wisdom of the ancient ones. And I am not limited to the modes of expression seen on your planet alone. You do not know who I am, but only think you do. Yet think not that who I am is limited to you, or that my divine essence, this most Holy Spirit, was given to you and you alone. That would be an arrogant thought and a misinformed one. My beingness is in everything. Everything. The allness is my expression, the wholeness is my nature. There is nothing that I am not, and something I am not cannot be. My purpose in creating you, my blessed creatures, was so that I might have an experience of myself as the creator of my own experience.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Jeff. As a brief introduction, as Dean has said, nature is the purest form of love. Nature and nature's beauty are a stunning example of how we can all live together in perfect harmony. There is no animosity in any form of nature. Everything is one, whole, and intimately connected. Indeed, wholeness could be defined as being one with nature. Love for all of life and respect for others' rights and dignity, no matter who or what they are, is ultimately all we need. It's my pleasure to invite Dr. Dean Shrock to the pulpit as he shares his message. Thank you, Dean.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome.
I'll start by thanking Catherine. Invariably, you say something that leads into what I'm thinking I want to talk about today. This is not working.
Yeah, I was just making motions.
Well, thank you, Jane. Thank you, Jane. The idea of Walt Whitman, and you're bigger than you have any idea. It's just so true. And Jeff, thank you for that reading. I really like that reading a great deal myself. So, the theme for this month, which is written in your bulletin, has to do with widening the circle of love. And when I got to thinking about that and reflected on when I was writing my book, Why Love Heals in particular, and trying to understand for myself and then for others, hopefully, how love could literally heal, as I concluded in my research with cancer. And in that process, because of my scientific training, in order to really attempt to explain how any particular therapy or whatever would work, you usually have to start with a definition. So, why love heals? And I found myself then doing a pretty thorough investigation and consideration of what is love? How do you even define what love is? And I ended up writing in my book, in the end I described love as the natural, inherent energy and glue that flows through and connects everything in the universe. Indeed, everything is connected. Quantum physics has now given us a real science to understand this truth. And then that's when I got to thinking about the idea that the earth belongs to everyone and the need for respecting and caring for all of life. And so if you'll bear with this little prop. My mother gave me this t-shirt longer ago than I can even remember. And I've always held on to it. It's like the bottom of my t-shirt drawer. But I thought about that, and I've always loved that graphic.
Yeah.
And anyhow, I would appreciate his supports in some way. My message today about not only is everything connected and everyone and everything is important, but certainly the importance and value and beauty of nature. Recently I read an article from the Harvard Law Review about the rights of nature and the rights of animals. Currently, 7 countries have legally recognized the rights of nature, including the United States, although usually on a local or tribal level, or the rights of ecosystems through local legislation or ordinances. The article concluded that the rights of nature call for some major changes in the way that humans live in the world, and how the rights of animals impact fundamental questions, such as what humans eat and drink, what they wear, and what kinds of entertainment they engage in, to name just a few. The Bible proposes that humankind has dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the wild animals of the earth, and over every creeping thing that crept on earth. That's from Genesis. One interpretation I read of these verses is that when God gave humanity dominion over the animals, it was in order to care for, tend to, and use those animals to their fullest potential in a just manner. However, this contrasts with other biblical statements and the fact that all major religions believe that we are one with God and that God is no respecter of persons. Dominion means rule or power over. God rules over no one. God, love, source, the life force key, or whatever other name, is in all equally. All are precious in his, her sight. We are all gods and sons and daughters of the Most High. We are all a thread in a grand scale tapestry. What happens if you pull a thread? You know, we think we're so small and we don't matter. All threads matter. I actually smiled at myself when I came through. All threads, thank you, all threads matter. Surely it is within reason to believe that nature has the intrinsic right to exist and deserves protection. Yet populations of animals have declined 70% since the 1970s due to climate change, which is, of course, human-caused, primarily through the burning of fossil fuels and the warming of the planet. The mining of coal, natural gas, and oil has exploited the earth for personal or corporate gain with great disdain for nature, animal rights, and human well-being. Corporations have been granted personhood and believe that and practice that what is best for profits and shareholders is equally or more important than what is best for humanity, the environment, etc. Even our regulatory agencies charged with serving and protecting the public have become corporate, profit-empowered, controlled. A very sad example of this is how our healthcare system ranks last among all industrial countries. That's sad. Even more maddening example is how guns have been given greater rights than women and children. And don't get me started about the overt restriction of voters' rights, as though one group is more right and deserving than another. And a shout out to Aurora Miller and her message last week, and to Mark on the wonderful panel discussion your group had about nature and climate change. I wanted to read from something from this book. I've told you about this book once before, We Walk Beside You, Animal Messages for an Awakening World by Sandra Mendelson. And I've just been so inspired. She channels messages from animals. And I couldn't recommend this book more. And she has a second book out now. But again, to try to bring in from another perspective our connection with nature. This is a channeled message. Animals know that death is an illusion and that they will return in another form. But they do not know in advance which form holds the lessons they will need to learn. We simply hang out in our bodies until they break down. Then we take a little rest and get a new model, like a car. And if you think we keep choosing the same make and model and color, you are so wrong. We get lots of different vehicles to learn lots of different lessons. This time, I'm a skunk. Next time, I'm a walrus, perhaps, or a porpoise, or even a human. But you have to be ready for that one because it's complicated. And you have to live in your head and have your senses dumbed down. I get a headache just thinking about it. Our path in animal form may be to come to fully know God, because we've been human and could never feel our connection and importance. So I know some of you who are real animal lovers will appreciate some of that information. Here are some of the general themes and messages from these animals. Again, if we think they don't have genuine wisdom or imbued with as much God or godness as anyone or anything else. 1, we need the help of humankind to help us create a world focused on love, healing, health, joy, and wholeness. 2, the secret to getting along with others is to let them be who they are and send them love. 3, be patient and free of judgment and comparison. 4, love yourself. 5, be kind to all and everything. 6, nothing is an accident, least of all you. 7, pay attention to odd animal friendships. They're showing you can love and care for anyone you choose. 8, be still and see the connectedness and oneness of everything. 9, focus on the good versus evil. 10, trust and allow life to flow. 11, everyone has a lesson to teach someone else. That's why you need each other. Plus, it keeps you humble. 12, human sickness is heart sickness more than anything else. 13, worrying may be more detrimental to your health than not eating well. 14, each life is designed for the experiences its soul requires for its own growth. And 15, everyone and everything is important to the whole. In fact, the very first Unitarian Universalist principle is the inherent worth and dignity of every person. So I found that especially interesting when I was reviewing that in today's message. I don't know how many of you have seen the current movie Don't Look Up? Okay. So the current black comedy and satire movie Don't Look Up has managed to encapsulate well our inaction in the face of a climate change disaster now facing us all. While the movie swings from bleakness to silliness to realism, it is a clear indictment of corporate greed, even in the certain fate of world destruction. Hopefully it helps to heighten our awareness about how a capitalist society often places corporate interests before humanity. What is it going to take to get this message across? Now, Sally told us last week when Aurora was speaking, and how we can talk about the evils of what is currently going on with climate change, but what can we do about it? And we need to, I think, one, is come to a different perspective. And so many tell you now what might seem like a huge twist in this narrative so far. I want to conclude by saying that our current creed in self-centeredness is not wrong, but to propose that this is a time of great spiritual growth and transition. We are in the process of maturing from war, poverty, discrimination, and environmental destruction to the maturation of the human species. We are here for each other and to give dignity and respect for all of life. We are not here to conquer nature, but to align with and contribute to nature. Our thoughts of might is right are an insult to our divine nature. Indeed, sin is the denial of our divinity. We are artistic implements of a divine artist. And while I was preparing this week, I ran across this as a reminder, so you'll allow me to inject a little science here, but physicist Erwin Schrödinger was the first to use the term entangled, and quantum entanglement was proposed, that separate particles had the ability to communicate or affect each other instantaneously. In fact, he called the entangled quantum state the characteristic trait of quantum physics. And the greatest illusion of this universe is the illusion of separation. Everyone has gifts to give to the world, and that contribute to the collective. Everyone. What is your gift? What brings you joy and satisfaction? This is your gift. And this gift giving brings you more ease and more joy, which allow further well-being to flow into so-called miracles and soul-satisfying synchronicities. There is hope. There is promise. You are not alone. You have one foot in the physical, but always have the other foot in the spiritual realm. Fear is a natural response to life-threatening challenges, but even fear is a part of Spirit's perfect plan for our spiritual growth. I have been assured in my many meditations and channeled conversations that Spirit guidance and assistance are always given, and with great love. There are no mistakes. Pray and meditate and trust this guidance. All is well. Peace will follow. Have great gratitude for this knowing, and that it's all right. Turn off the TV when the bad news appears. Be positive, find humor, listen to music, get out into nature, walk on the beach. Widen your circle of love. All is God, source, manifesting in form. The earth belongs to everyone. Okay, and now I would like to lead you in a guided meditation. So if you'll make yourself comfortable, and then please close your eyes. On this plane, there is much talk about oneness. Oneness is extremely important because oneness comes from the energy of divine source. Once we bring those who are on this physical plane back in alignment to the oneness of the source of Godness, of true love, true source, then come the miracles of healing, the miracles of transformation, the miracles of connectedness to all that is here on this plane. The most natural source of oneness and divine source on this physical plane is through nature. So you see how easy it would be through nature to connect to that divine source. We did not bring you down here, nor did you come thinking that you would be separate from Spirit. We are all here walking with you and guiding you in your dreams through synchronicities, through your guides and your angels, and the angels of nature, the angel of the dogs, the rabbits, the nature of the waterfall, and the nature of flowers. That beauty is here telling you as loudly as we can that you are surrounded in everything you do and see with loving energy, with the sunlight, the moonlight, the universal energies. If people could only take the focus off themselves, their separateness and self-centeredness, and go in and see that eternal connection that they have within themselves, they would then see that they truly are physical as well as spiritual beings, and see their spiritual connection and evolution. Please take your time now and feel that connection to nature and your source.
I could have stayed in that state for a long time. That was lovely. Thank you, Dean. Thank you very much. And Jeff, music as always, very lovely. So at this point in our programming, we do take an offering. And we ask that you consider two levels of giving. One would be to our community partner that we support in the month of January and February, which is Sayusla Outreach Services. Tuvia might have something to share about that just briefly, and then we'll move forward. So Tuvia, if you would just take that microphone and share what you care to. Tuvia is our community guy.
When you're in a panic, something happens and you need help right away. SOS is there 24/7. There's somebody by the phone. So I would encourage you, when the offertory comes around, put your heart where your wallet is and do something to help somebody. Thank you.
Thank you, Tuvia. So, yeah, we've got one basket, and there are two sides to the basket. So one is for SOS, which is Sayusla Outreach Services. The other side is to our fellowship. You know, we are self-regulated, self-funded, so the money we collect goes right back out into our community. It helps pay our bills, helps keep us with our doors open, and maybe providing some new chairs. Did you try the chair? Did you like the chair? Show of hands, did you like the chair? Who didn't like the chair? Okay, got that. Next. But seriously, as we pass this basket, there is no expectation that everybody here give to one or the other. But if you can, it will be gratefully appreciated. If you're unable, just receive the basket with love and pass it to the next person with love, and all is good. If you're at home and you would like to give virtually, you can do one of two things. You can go to our website at florenceuuf.com, and there's a donate button, and you can do it that way, or you can mail us a check to FOOF, P.O. Box 2502, Florence 97439. Either way, you can designate how much you would like to come to FOOF and how much you would like to go to our community partner. We will appreciate that. I'm going to ask Catherine on this side and maybe Darlene on this side if you'll help pass the basket back and forth. And before we enjoy the music, then I'd like to ask that you repeat after me. Divine love through me.
Divine love through me.
Blesses and multiplies all that I am.
Blesses and multiplies all that I am.
All that I give.
All that I give.
And all that I receive.
And all that I receive.
I am prosperous now.
I am prosperous now.
Blessed be.
Blessed be.
So as the basket comes, you'll notice there's a Florence UU on this side and SOS on this side. Again, we ask for your generous contributions. Thank you for your spiritual practice of giving with love or with finances. Either way, we appreciate that and we receive it in grateful appreciation. So I'm going to ask if my friend over here, Ms. Hemmons, will come forward to extinguish our flame as I offer these closing words by Rilke and translated by Joanna Macy, titled On Widening Our Sense of Self. Listen, I live my life in widening circles that reach out across the world. I may not complete this last one, but I give myself to it. I circle around God, around the primordial tower. I've been circling for thousands of years, and I still don't know. Am I a falcon, a storm, or a great song? So I leave you with one question to ponder today before we sing our peace song. Are you a circle maker, a circle joiner, or a circle avoider? As you think of this, join Ruth Miller on February 15th at 5:15 for our Soul Matters workshop class, 5:15 by Zoom, and talk about this and other questions of widening the circle. You will find the information to join this particular class in our e-blast. So Diana, if you're interested in this, we'll make sure we get you that information, okay? All are welcome to join. And speaking of circles, let's form a big circle around our chairs, shall we? And if you wish to lock arms or hold hands, I leave that up entirely to you. But we're going to sing our peace song, and the words are on the back. And remember, after this, meet with Dean in the library or Catherine off to the side room for affirmative prayer. Jeff's going to lead us in our peace song. And yes, I will put on my mask.
Watch that leg of that thing behind you.